Today's lesson is going to be on solving inequalities. In your table of contents, under the topic, write solving inequalities, and today's notes are going to go on page 31. Then, in your notebook, turn to your next clean page, label it page 31, and put today's date at the top. And let's get our notebook set up for the day. Today's learning goal is going to be, I can solve inequalities to find the value of a variable. After you have today's learning goal written down, write down what you know about inequalities. After that, leave a space for what you learned, proof, and a reflection. Pause the video until you have your notebook set up. Then press play again. To solve inequalities, it's going to be very familiar to solving equations. The first step in solving inequalities is to use the inverse operation to solve the inequality. So the first thing we're going to do is where our inequality sign is, and here we have 4n is greater than 12. We're going to draw our line down to separate the two sides of our inequality. Then we're going to solve this problem exactly the same way as we would solve equations. The only difference is when we solve for n, it's going to be greater than something rather than equal to something. So on the left side of our equation we have 4n, and I want to figure out what that n is. So I need to get rid of the 4. I need to use the inverse operation. Currently, the 4 is being multiplied by n. So the inverse operation would be division. So I'm going to divide both sides of my inequality by 4. On the left side of our inequality, the 4's are going to cancel out and just leave us with n on that side of the inequality. The sign I'm going to use is not an equal sign because in our problem it's got a greater than sign. So we're going to keep that same greater than sign for part of our answer. Then we solve the part for 12 divided by 4, which gives us 3. So our answer we get is n is greater than 3. After you solve and get your answer, we want to check the solution set. Now the solution set is the set of answers for the inequality. Our solution set is all numbers greater than 3 because our answer was n is greater than 3. That means that numbers such as 3 and 8/10, 4 and 2/10, 5, 6, and any other number that's greater than 3 are all in the solution set for the inequality. So we're going to try and make sure that our solution set is correct, and we're going to choose a number that's greater than 3. So we're going to choose 5 and substitute it in for the inequality, just to make sure we have it correct. So we start out once again with our original inequality, 4n is greater than 12. Then we're going to substitute 5 in for that n. So 4 times 5 is greater than 12. Well, 4 times 5 is 20, and that is greater than 12, so that checks out, which means that we have the correct solution set for that problem. Let's try a few examples. The first problem, y plus 8 is less than 13. So we're going to start by drawing our line down, separating the two sides of our inequality. Then we need to use the inverse operation. Right now we're adding 8, so the inverse operation will be to subtract 8. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. On the left side, the 8's cancel out and we are left with y. Our sign is a less than sign. And then 13 minus 8 gives us 5. So y is any number less than 5. So if we check this out, we can choose any number less than 5 and plug it in for y. So let's say we choose the number 3. 3 plus 8 should be less than 13. Well, 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 is less than 13, so our solution set is correct. Now let's look at the problem on the right. X minus 9 is less than or equal to 23. We're going to start by drawing our arrow down, separating the two sides of our inequality. And then we're going to use the inverse operation. Right now we're subtracting 9 from x, so our inverse operation will be to add 9 to both sides. On the left side, our 9's cancel out, which leaves us with x. Our sign that goes in the middle is less than or equal to, and 23 plus 9 gives us 32. So our solution set is x is less than or equal to 32. So we need to choose a number that is less than or equal to 32 to plug in for x. I'm going to choose the number 30. So I'm going to check my solution set by saying 30 minus 9 is less than or equal to 23. When I subtract 30 minus 9, I get 21, and 21 is less than 23, so it fits the solution set that 21 will be less than or equal to 23, so that checks out.